Hello, viewers. Good afternoon. Welcome to your favorite program, Lunchtime Discuss on Vanguard Live. We're all aware of what has been going on in the country. The past 1 week has been very eventful in Nigeria, all across the nation. After the NSAS protest has been shelved, kind of. The street protests have been shelved due to what followed. The hoodlums took over. They hijacked the protests, and so many destructions, police stations burnt, offices vandalized, government properties vandalized, and many states across the nation imposed curfews, some 24 hours, though in Lagos now it's been relaxed. So today we'll be talking about the aftermath of the protests. Joining me via Zoom from Yola is Dr. Lionel von Frederick Rawlings, the Assistant Vice President, Safety and Security Operations, American University of Nigeria, a former U.S. Marine, and a forensic criminologist. So today we'll be looking at the aftermath of the NSAS protests, and they will be looking at, because criminality seems to have increased. The state of insecurity has really heightened due to the attacks on police stations. So that's what we'll be talking about today. And then cyber crime also has increased. Hackers are hacking everything from government websites to websites of different organizations, though they are all denying. So that's what we'll be looking at today. Doctor, you're welcome.
Good morning from Yola.
Good morning.
Beautiful day here in Yola.
All right. So how is Yola? I heard the protests took place there also, and then the hoodlums also are wreaking havoc.
Yes, they took a copy of what those people did in Lagos and Jos and other places, and they did the same thing here. They just did it better than you all did.
Oh, really?
Lagos meeting, they went a bit further. Rather than just stealing the palliatives that were meant for the people that the government was holding, they went above and beyond and they did things like they started to wreck private companies, private warehouses,
Okay.
and now they are invading private homes. So this thing is serious and it has taken on a new dimension and something that we need to stop, or the government needs to stop immediately.
Okay. Right. Even in Lagos too, they attacked private warehouses, private homes. I remember just a few days ago during the lockdown, the bad boys went out on the streets. They were going from house to house, robbing, and then, some of them, because they have broken into police stations, destroyed, carted away their arms and uniforms. And I think that's what they are using now. And where the things really got, things really got out of hand.
Yeah, it's gotten out of control.
Yeah.
Anyone who breaks to the police station or any place that have arms and steal arms and steal the uniform,
Yeah.
it makes you wonder, what are they going to do with it? What will they be doing with the uniform other than impersonating policemen? Here in Yola, they broke into the customs armory and stole weapons as well, and uniforms. When people begin to do that sort of stuff, that's a new dimension.
Yeah.
This is not like going into someone's house and stealing a television or a refrigerator.
Yeah.
We don't know what they're going to do with it, but we can assume or make a very good assumption that nothing good is going to come out of that. They will wear those uniforms to rob people. They will use those guns to kill good people. They will do all of these things and perhaps sell them on the black market, and that will also add again to the small arms arms, light weapons problem we have right here in Nigeria. So this is not good. This is a new dimension, added dimension. Where else can we go from here when you start attacking uniform forces, uniform personnel? It cannot be good.
I think they were really after the police because they had some issues with them. But then one thing I noticed, during the lockdown, they were going to, from house to house robbing. Why does that usually happen? That's what I noticed during the COVID-19 lockdown. That was what happened. The 1 million boys or whatever they call themselves. Yeah. So what is it in the mind of the criminal? You're a forensic criminologist. So what is it in the mind of the criminal that makes him think, well, when there's lockdown, when there's curfew, that's when they go out to steal?
Because it's a good question. Crime is opportunistic. People take opportunities and use it in their favor. By the way, it does not just happen in Nigeria, it happens all over the world. People will use that opportunity to do these bad things, and the heart of man is evil and wicked. No matter who we are, our heart can become calloused and hardened and dark whenever we need it to. And this is exactly what happened. The NSAS movement started off very well and they had lots of support. It was doing very well. They didn't even need to use these bad guys. It is the bad guys who decided to hijack the NSAS movement, injecting themselves into the movement for these opportunities to create mayhem and to destruction and to destroy. And by the way, they don't care about their country. Now, the NSAS movement people care about their country, the non-violent people. Those who are bent on destruction, they can wave your green and white flag as much as they want. I can tell you, they don't care about your country. They all they care about themselves. Heart of man, dark and blind, and they don't care what they do as long as they themselves benefit from whatever it is they're trying to benefit.
Okay, thank you. Now, the NSAS protest in Lagos was peaceful throughout. They never harassed anybody, but the thing took a turn for the worse when the shooting took place at the toll gate. Shooting at innocent protesters, unarmed. That was all really triggered. So like you said, the opportunistic, the bad guys now took advantage of that to move in, and they did a lot of havoc. Why did and the military authorities said they didn't send the soldiers. The government said they didn't send the soldiers. So who did? Does the governor have the right to send the military to quell a protest or something? Do they have a right to shoot?
No. In situations like this, the worst thing to do is to carry live arms and shoot at innocent, unarmed people. Even if they're not innocent, even if they're the bad guys, you cannot shoot unarmed people. It's just against the law. And every moral fiber and every ethical virtue, you cannot shoot or should not shoot unarmed people if you are a member of the law enforcement or the military. And this is what they did. And now, the government said they didn't do it, but people did see people in uniform. Let us assume, just for argument's sake, that there were some people who had stolen military uniforms, used military vehicles, used military weapons, pretended to be military people, and went in and killed these people so that people can rise up and try to destabilize the country. Now, this is just looking at things objectively. The same way they stole the police uniform, they can do the same thing again. Maybe they stole the military uniform. Now, that is just one aspect. Nonetheless, people saw men in uniform shooting unarmed people, and the image that stuck in their mind was that the military was shooting people randomly and indiscriminately, which is wrong. The rest of the world saw it, saw the videos, and have spoken, and they're now watching very closely to see what happens next. But I would say, even if the military didn't go there and shoot those people, sooner or later the bad guys would have injected themselves into that movement and do bad things, because it happens all over the world. It happens in the United States just not too long ago in the Black Lives Movement. The people were protesting very peacefully, and then out of nowhere came all of these people and started to destroy the cities and towns, robbing, looting, shooting, stealing, and it turned the situation in a bad situation. The difference was the United States have trained people, trained military and trained policemen and law enforcement who were able to go in and stop it immediately before it spread further. If I was in the US, in the Nigerian police or military, I would take a page, copy what the US did, copy what they did in Chile, copy what they would do in England, copy what they did in France, and do the same thing. We can do it right here. It's no different. We can do the same.
Yeah. Okay. We can do the same here, but are we willing to do it? That's the question.
That's the question. Do you have the political will to do it? And that is the question.
Yeah.
You see, the police and the military are now caught between what we say a rock and a hard place. They don't know how to react now. If they feel as if they did something that might be considered as being overreactive.
Okay.
And if they don't do anything, it means that you're allowing the criminals to get away with what they want to do. But these criminals must be stopped. And so who is in a better position to stop them other than the police and the military? So we have to, you cannot have your cake and eat it. Something must be done. We cannot allow these people to go and just walk into people's home, house by house, and rob them. So we need to free up the law enforcement and military to really do their job without having them feeling guilty about doing it if somebody gets shot or not. The thing is, they must do it properly, professionally, and legally within the international confines of the law.
Okay, thank you. So really looking at it, what's the job of the security agents in peaceful protests? What are they supposed to be doing really?
Very good question. They're supposed to protect not just the protesters, but the other people who are not protesting. Because you might protest over maybe perhaps your protest has nothing to do with me, and I don't care about your protest, for example. But if I were caught up in your protest, if I don't agree with you, you might decide to hurt me. So the law enforcement and the military is there not only to protect you, but to protect me and other people who do not share the same values of you. So their job is very, 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 it's a complicated job. It's complicated when you start dealing with whose right is it? Is it the right of the protester or the right of the non-protester? They're supposed to be there to protect both of us and make sure we don't hurt and kill each other. They're supposed to also make sure that we don't get out of control and destroy a country, the city, or the state. Destroy buildings, government buildings, schools, hospitals, looting, and loot people. Their job is to do that. Now, on the other side of the coin, the security forces are not supposed to get too close to the protesters either. There's a certain amount of distance that they're supposed to stay. This way, they don't provoke the protesters. The protesters do not provoke them. They're there to stay away, not to be too close to the action, and that is what I see they do right here in Nigeria.
Okay, they stay too close to the protesters.
They stay too close to the protesters. They're not supposed to be that close at all. And then the common best practices all over the world, you stay away, great distance, I think it's like 30 meters away, and watch them. But you do not get close enough. So you provoke me or I provoke you, and then something happens and creates, incites a riot.
Okay, thank you. So, what advice do you have for the NSAS protesters? They've achieved a lot, really, despite the hoodlums hijacking the protest, because the politicians, the average politician now in Nigeria is afraid. They don't know what will happen next. So what do you advise them to do at this point? They've made their point, they've achieved a milestone. What do you think is the next thing to do, next step to take?
Well, their voices have been heard, and the government has understand that the power of the youth in Nigeria. Just about 50% or so of the population of Nigeria is under the age of 30, which means you have a lot of young people who are willing to stand up and fight for their rights. What they should do the next time, should they decide to continue, is to make sure that only the legitimate, peaceful protesters should be allowed within their ranks. If there's that there's a group of people joining them to destroy private and public properties, they need to get rid of them. They need to kick them out and get them out. And one way to do that is, and I've advised this before in different places, and it has worked. If you are a protester and you're a peaceful protester, for example, all peaceful protesters wear white. You wear a white t-shirt. And if you're not wearing white, it means you're not with us. But sooner or later, the bad guys is going to buy a white t-shirt and join them. And that is when you change it from white to red. And then, if you're not wearing red, it means you're a bad guy. Go, we don't need you. Sooner or later, the bad guys will wear red and join you. Then you change the color to blue. So you frustrate them all along to make sure they don't join your ranks. Because the bad boys, the bad men, the bad boys, the bad people, they make the good protesters look bad. For example, some people got into a road accident and died. And some people took those photos of these dead people who were in the accident and uploaded it as if they were part of the people who were shot by soldiers. And people saw that, and it takes away some of the legitimacy of the non-violent NSAS protesters, because somebody sitting by and said, "Look, I don't want to have anything to do with these people. I don't like what I just see, and I won't do this." So, people, if you are to come directly to your question, your voices have been heard. You don't need to use any chua. You don't need to use trickery or deceit. If you know that people are not a part of your peaceful protest, get rid of them. Send them away and stay strong and make sure that you get to meet and reach out with the government so that you can dialogue. At this point now, what you need is dialogue. You don't need any more destruction. Nobody else needs to die. You need to do more talking now. I'm sure the government will listen. But the government must know who the true leaders of the NSAS movement are. And those are the people they must deal with. And deal with the youth. No old man or old woman. No politician. No retired military or police. Just the youth. That's who they need to be dealing with.
All right.
That's where you will find the answers.
Okay. Thank you. So finally, we go to to cybercrime.
Yes.
There's been so many hacking. Banks have been hacked, government websites, though they are all denying, they say they've not been hacked. number one, just tell us what is cybercrime. How can you define cybercrime?
Cybercrime is any kind of criminal activity that is used by a computer network, an internet service provider that causes people to defraud people, harass people, bully people, use deceit to do identity theft and invasion of privacy. All these are crimes and criminal activity that were used by the internet or the internet service provider or our computer network. And it is, by the way, one of the most dangerous things in the world today. And if we don't get a hold on cybercrime, none of us will be safe.
So how will individuals, the ordinary man on the street, try to be safe with this little money in the bank?
Well, if you have a computer, you need to start to make sure you have a good software on your system. If it is an organization, the organization must protect themselves from this by getting the proper software that will can prevent people from phishing and stealing an identity.
Okay.
Because you'll be sitting happy in your high-rise office as the CIO of a corporation, but there's about 1,000 young boys and girls sitting in a bedroom or garage somewhere trying to tap into that organization's network. If you're not properly prepared, if you do not have a good software program that you can use in your system that prevent you, you're going to get hacked at some point, sooner or later. Now, in the beginning, you said that most people deny that they're hacked.
Yeah.
Yes, because it is embarrassing to let people know that they were hacked. A bank, for example, do not want anyone to know that some guys hacked into the bank because it makes you lose confidence in the bank. You don't know what else did they steal. Did they steal my password? Did they steal my date of birth? Did they steal any kind of information that they can sell on the black market? Do they have access to my funds or anything that I have in the bank? So they're not going to admit anything, and that is the proper thing for them to do. No one's going to tell you the truth. Oh yes, we were hacked, and we're sorry. No, they're not going to do that. They will lie and say, we were not hacked.
Okay, Doctor. Thank you very much. Thanks. So viewers, you can still follow us. Thank you. You can still follow us on our social media handles showing on the screen, or join us at www.vanguardngr.com. I'm still Ebele Orapo, speaking with Dr. Lionel von Frederick Rollins from YOLA, the Assistant Vice President, Security and Safety Operations, American University of Nigeria. See you next time. Thank you so much, Doctor, and see you next time. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is Monday, 26th of October 2020, and I'm recording live. I'm coming to you live from Agwalada. This is what is happening here. I am recording live. Can you see what's going on here? A woman is down now, like she's dead. She's dead. A woman is dead now. This is Agwalada, Abuja, Nigeria, FCT. Can you see this? I left my work to see this. This is palliative warehouse. I don't know what they call this, but it is happening live and direct from Gwagwalada, Abuja. Can you see what's going on? Can you see the crowd? Even just noted this one. this is Wawalada, as in, I can't say anything for now. I dare not go.